Is anyone familiar with Jukin? Raise a hand. I can't believe people are. It's amazing. I'm a co-founder. I oversee the creatives. I'm not going to do a Jukin presentation. I'm just going to piggyback on another presentation about the history of user-generated content. It's super fun. We're going to see some weird stuff. And I'm going to show a lot of videos because I'm going to run out of jokes halfway through it. So this is that opening title slide. I do want to advise that I'm going to try to avoid all the buzzword jargon of organic, endemic, native, whatever, okay, KPI, ROI, I forgot some other things. But we are number one at everything. We are the most viewed, most liked, and typically the most well-behaved when we're not at Sundance. So the company itself is based in Los Angeles. We're in Culver City, so I see a lot of fellow attendees. We all made the trip. We have offices in London and New York as well. So does everyone remember what a camcorder was? Yes. This is amazing. This used to cost $1,500. And in 1989, we had lots of them. So many bar mitzvah videos. There it is. All those pickup basketball games that you never watched. Remember the drawer in your entertainment unit? That was where all those tapes were. My mother probably digitized them. They live somewhere. Hopefully not on YouTube. But pretty amazing that that's what it used to look like. That's what we used to carry around. The first time we had one that we could hold with one hand, it was pretty extraordinary. And that guy, my hero, Danny Tanner. You know, he was the filthy comic turned household dad. And then he actually birthed the original clip show. Some people don't even think about it, but SportsCenter is also a clip show. So SportsCenter right around the same time. SportsCenter is probably the greatest clip show, highlight reels. All the things that are happening that day, turned around, curated, redigested for you with some funny commentaries. But this was traditional clip, right? Send in your home videos. Truckloads of VHS tapes were being sent, and there was a team, a very small team, that reviewed them, put them on the air, and does everyone remember how much money you could win on a weekly basis? $25,000. It's still $25,000, so they don't believe in inflation. And they would always have 3 finalists. They'd stand up. There'd be the big moment. Does everyone remember the theme music to her? I don't have it, but I could sing it if you want me to. Sing it, America, America, this is you. Oh man, I hope we're not recording this. We also do rights management on YouTube, so if I find it, copyright infraction. Zephyr, anyone? But then out of that, of course, if you guys remember, in the early 2000s, there was a bunch of shows. Now, America's Funniest Home Videos is sort of the marquee one. It still lives today. There was also America's Funniest People. That was a spinoff, and that was Dave Coulier hosted it. So they just went through a roster of Full House. John Stamos never got the call. But actually, that was the same show, right? It was just, what was the difference between a home video and a person? There were people in the videos. So Daisy Fuentes hosted at one point. Tom Bergeron hosted at one point. Alfonso Ribeiro is now the host of America's Funniest. Well, what about these amazing clip shows, right? The Soup, Joel McHale, who I just saw an announcement will be doing that version for Netflix this year. And some really quality programs. When Did Animals Attack 3? We couldn't find 1 or 2, the graphic. World's, most shocking, that would be anything. Most shocking weather disasters, most shocking car crashes. Country Fried Home Videos, a wonderful spin-off that our founder and CEO used to work on. That was the redneck version of America's Funniest Home Videos. And then, of course, Jackass, right? There was no why or story in Jackass. So for all that we tried to talk about amazing storytelling, they were just crazy sons of bitches, right? Johnny Knoxville sent out a tape, I don't know if anyone knows this story, when they were pitching that show, and it was just him taking a bullet. Jason remembers this? It was the wildest and craziest thing. And it was him taking a bullet, and network executives went crazy. Not brand friendly, certainly, but people were, of course, buying airtime while it aired on MTV. Now, a lot of this happened in the early 2000s because it was low cost. You can order it in high volume. It addressed a lot of concerns the network had to fill gaps. And so a clip show era was born. And of course, then broadband came about. And we realized we didn't just have to watch them in a TV environment. We had the internet. We had a way to distribute all those videos that my mom's still holding on to. We had a way to send things to each other in peer-to-peer sharing. It wasn't just about, I saw it happen on this show and someone mailed it in. So of course, the internet enabled us to do amazing things. That's why we're all here. And that's why we all carry devices. That's why we all communicate in many different ways. And certainly sharing our content became pivotal. But it wasn't until there was a platform to share that content where we could do it. Everyone knows where this is going.
Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants. And the cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really long fronts. And that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
A very important video. Maybe that's all I had to say. That's the very first YouTube video, if anyone didn't know. Me at the zoo. Not as many views as you would expect, but that's the old interface. That was the original YouTube interface to search. And now, amazing, you have video hosting. You have the ability to upload all this content. And you might not have even had a device, but you had an ability to digitize and upload and share it. And so viral videos were sort of born. I think it's hard to say that there were viral videos in the era of America's Funniest. It got a lot of exposure on television, but it wasn't newsworthy, and it certainly didn't pepper your feeds. There were no feeds yet. So really, the birth of viral video is because of YouTube, and all that means is that it's a shared experience. So I work at a viral video company, or so we get labeled sometimes. I can't make your ad go viral. I want to, but I can't. But the notion is that a viral video, virality, is really just shared experiences. So everyone here who's a marketer is always thinking, just get the most shares. Then it goes viral. Then it reaches the masses, right? That's total potential audience. And because we are a viral video company, I'm going to show some more viral videos.
Surgery.
Yeah, I know. How did it go?
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
I feel
Kind of felt good, didn't it?
Is this real life?
Yeah, this is real life.
Okay, now I have 2 fingers.
Good.
Yeah. What would you do without that stuff? We watch a lot of videos in our company. We get to see a lot of funny stuff every day. Now this is all in like a sort of pre-phone era, right? Before the smartphone. We're getting closer, we're getting closer. We have Nokias and Blackberries. We're almost there. And then there's this company. Everyone knows that company. Unless Samsung's in the room, in which case Samsung has a part to do with this as well. But the iPhone really revolutionized it, right? They made these amazing, amazing cameras in our phones to capture photos, and of course video content. The quality's amazing. You know, fail videos, dad's getting hit with wiffle balls in the groin, that's kind of old hat, right? It's now everything you do, everywhere you go, you film stuff, and you document stuff. So we're all documenting our ski experience here, the parties here, someone's probably filming this right now. That's just part of life. Now, it's sometimes there just so you have it as a memory, but a lot of times so you can share it. And because of this content, our business really started to scale. And I think we all see it in our feeds every day. It's not worth resisting that. You know, there's influencer content, that's UGC. There's amazing Instagrammers, that's UGC. All of this content is user content, but it's from everyday people. I'm a creator because I post on Instagram, mostly just photos of wine, because I have a wine problem. I really like wine. But that's my curated version of what I'm allowed to share on that, right? And we all have built brands, or we've built our own personalized catalog of what we're interested in, and dating profiles and stuff like that. And now we have all the ability to share it on all these platforms, right? So it's not just Facebook, it's not just Instagram, it's Vine and Twitter and all the like, right? We're everywhere, we're ubiquitous. I love this because I was there. I didn't take this photo, but I think you know where this one's headed as well. This is when you could actually get near the stage at Coachella before there were 2 weekends and 400,000 people. So that's 2007. This is what it looked like last year. What a generation. We work with a lot of 20-some-year-olds. They love to capture everything, and they're really good at it. They're amazing at it. It's almost a default, right? You can't be bad at this. We're all good. My dad's good at it. My dad uses emojis. I don't know how he finds them. I don't even know I don't get it. He doesn't communicate. He's a lawyer, and he sends emojis. That is his way of signing a contract, is a thumbs up. Now I got to talk about us. I'm going to plug Jukin a little bit. So of course we believe that the future is user-generated, and it is in all capacities, right? When I talk about everyday people, I'm literally talking about everyone in this room. I say it a lot, and I go out and I talk about this stuff, but last week I actually made it happen. One of my best buddies, one of my childhood friends, posted a video of his 2 twin children on a security cam. And the one child wakes up in the middle of the night in what we would call a jailbreak to get out of his crib. He lifts all of his stuff up, throws it in his twin sister's crib, climbs over, and lays next to her. Now this is an amazing video. Good thing I'm his friend. I reached out to him and I said, I think I want to license this video. I'm gonna have a licensing manager call you. He didn't know. He could have sent it to me. He's not thinking that way. He was just sharing a great piece of content. And so that video now, of course, we acquire it, and we're going to license it and distribute it. We're going to pitch it to the Today Show. We're going to pitch it to Good Morning America. We're going to get it on Ellen. We're going to distribute it in all these places that you start seeing that video, and it starts to resonate. Let editors write the articles. Let BuzzFeed come up with reasons why. Let Mashable do their thing. We just want to share amazing content. So this is us. Our office feels very much like a newsroom. So if you come in, a newsroom with weird, quirky videos playing. There's like CNN on one TV and a guy falling on ice on the other one. That never gets old, by the way. We do have 50,000 videos in the library. A lot of people look at us, they say, oh, it's kind of like a Getty Images or a Shutterstock with viral video content. A huge part of our business is the licensing, the acquisition. So people all over the world. Imagine you have young 20-somes, they got the Beats headphones on, they speak multiple languages. We have contracts in many different languages. And we are scouring all these video platforms looking for your content. The only deficit that we have in trying to get that content is if you don't get it off your phone and upload it. We haven't found a way to get it to your phone yet. But we are contacting you. And a lot of times it's happening pre-viral. It's great content that we like, that we think makes sense for our partners, that we think makes sense maybe for a brand. That's how we're thinking about our acquisition strategy. We'll look at 20,000 videos to acquire 200. So there's a lot of labor involved, a lot of manual search. You're kind of going through the funnel. There's a lot of cat videos, I assure you. We have to find the 2 awesome cat videos today. So I mentioned once we get it, you're going to start seeing all these places. Everyone's familiar with these programs, right? You probably don't even recognize that you're watching viral video or short form content because of the way it's packaged, right? So when we give it to Ellen, she can do a story and bring the little girl on the show with a talent. But you're going to see it differently on Good Morning America. You're going to see it differently when Rob Dyrdek's stomping around on stage. Mostly just because his are fail videos. But this is how it starts becoming widespread. And you start to see it again and again, right? People here follow Barstool Sports, The Chive. Think about all these places. We license to all of these places. So again, powering kind of the back engine. And it didn't end with TV because we knew there was an opportunity to start doing this for brands. Now, my background was in advertising sales. I used to be one of those. I wasn't good at it, couldn't lie. I like going out to dinners, really like going to dinner. But I really wanted to tell stories with content, and I've always been around that. I worked at a small startup called Flip TV. I was their first employee in Los Angeles. That was an exciting time. I really wish they would have done something with YouTube at a time instead of being a YouTube competitor, but independent web series, telling stories. How do we integrate brands in those stories, or how do we wrap them around? John and I, when we started when we started Jukin, it was so much more about if the video exists and you can use the power of the story in the video, beginning, middle, and end, 10 seconds. Or we saw it on Vine in 6 seconds. Wouldn't a brand want to be near that? And it wasn't at the time about building a .com. It wasn't about becoming Break or Defy Now or College Humor. It wasn't about that. It was about powering the brands with content, whether they were there natively, buzzword, or whether you got a brand brief that spoke to a certain demographic or psychographic, and you said, yeah, there's videos of that. I was going to try and drink all this and then flip the bottle and land it when it ended, but Dasani doesn't make good bottle flipping water bottles. I don't know if you guys knew that. Sometimes you know what the best water bottle flipping bottles are because you go and look at hundreds of bottle flip videos every day to figure it out. And wouldn't it be amazing if your brand You didn't have to go and recreate that. It exists. Come to us, say, hey, are there videos of X, Y, and Z? So I'm going to show some examples that we worked on. Actually, most of them are very, very recent, from the holidays or the fall right up until now, just to show you how brands are leveraging this content. We sit with them, we go through it, we sit with the creative agency, we'll work brand direct. You can produce it, we can produce it, we're super flexible, but thinking about these as building blocks to greater storytelling.
In the world of cards, one name stands out. Uno. But Uno's not the only way to cut the deck. It doesn't matter where you play or who you play with. When you open up one of our decks, you're opening up a world of fun, laughter, drama,
So many cards.
Sorry, babe.
action,
Lightning!
Whoa.
and even magic.
Whoa.
Now what?
This is a celebration of cards.
Oh no!
The animals who love to play them,
Kitty.
and the people too.
When you give your wife, pick up 5 more.
Like this kid, this one, and this one, and all of these people.
As long as you remember to say Uno, that's all that matters.
This is us, celebrating you, celebrating Uno, snappy dressers, bold, lowdown, skip-bo, blink, and phase 10. No matter which game you play, just pick up a deck and shuffle up some fun.
Let's play again.
So again, there's an example of a brand being native to the actual video content. Really quick on the Mattel, what's fun about that is they came to us and said, everyone knows Uno, but a lot of people don't know that we have all these other card games. Some of them are in market, some of them had to be introduced. So there was a hybrid of existing UGC and sort of produced UGC. But I think I would challenge you to say which ones were produced and which ones were actual. There's one of a girl doing sort of a boomerang effect that I thought we shot, that we went out and created, and they're like, no, we found that. Certainly the guy underwater, we didn't produce that. That guy just did that. But that's an example, again, of the brand being native to it. The Nike example, I always preface by saying that I am a Nike enthusiast. This was a very exciting moment. Came to us and said, we're going to do these crazy Nike React shoes. We need the wildest, most frenetic, opportunistic scenes. What do you got? Drilling, headbanger, all this crazy stuff. And we work with them on kind of shaping that creative. So it's a great example of how do you use that content in a new story. And last but not least, which I do think is very powerful, I'm going to end on this. Every year we are fortunate to work with Google on the year in search. It's a video they put out right around Christmas. Typically I think it's on Christmas Day, or they'll even do it on New Year's Day during a big football game. What it says about our company, what it says about this evolution over 30 years is that the content is as pure as anything we've ever seen. And it is a combination of newsworthy and self-shot and kind of documentarian. It's all user captured. We know that CNN's got their version. There's also the version of the person that was standing there. There's someone at the Women's March. There's a lot of people at the Women's March that are capturing that content. So I know tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary. You're going to see some of that exposed here. You're going to see a lot of the events of the last year. Some are hard to take. But it's people on the scene that capture this amazing content. And if it's going to resonate for your brand, you should be leveraging that. You should be using that as sort of the building blocks to your story. This is pretty powerful.
To the families and friends of the victims, know that we'll do everything we can. We are Vegas strong.
We will not be silenced.
No matter what we're going through, we still have to push forward.
Are you ready to shake up the world?
It takes an act of love to realize we are all in this together.
We made history tonight.
Look at that! It's emotional. I can't explain why, but it is.
I'm asking that you guys join and mobilize with me.
I will say it right now out loud. Me too. Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
Put your head back on, bro. You gonna shake it, bro. The things that make us different, those are our superpowers. Go out there and conquer the world. Because the world would not be as beautiful as it is if we weren't in it.
I mean, this video is their top performing video every year, so obviously the results are pretty early, but we've come a long way in 30 years. That's user-generated content to us. That's what it looks like. Thank you guys so much.